your service in the vineyard of God that God has given to us in this nation called South Sudan. And to all my dear faithful people of God, the Lord is good. And all the time. Today, we remember this important occasion. As we remember this important occasion, all of us are servants. The servants, civil servants, in this case, of this nation. But all of us also are civil servants in the kingdom of God. Because God has called us, my dear brothers and sisters, to be servants who are serving through being in authority or being in a position of service. But all of us are servants. Therefore, as we celebrate this jubilee of the civil servants, my beloved people, we are reminded that the honor that we have in dedicating ourselves and in dedicating our services to this nation and to the kingdom of God is an invitation of Jesus Christ. Because through this dedication, we are able to serve our society and our church. It is, as we reflect on these readings that we have today, it is important that the first reading on the Book of Wisdom, we hear mainly the invitations to those who are in authority to recognize the weight of their responsibility, that they have been given responsibility. The passage reminds us of very important work, a concept of consider your work. Consider your work. And it states that your work as a leader is a responsibility. And because it is a responsibility, you have a difficult role, because God, who has selected you to be a leader, has given you the possibility of having wisdom and embracing also judgment, and embracing also integrity, and embracing also humility. Because you have a duty to play. As you serve, remember that your position is not merely a title, but it is a divine call. A divine call to be a steward of justice, a steward of peace. It is then a weighty duty. And therefore, this book of wisdom reminds us as leaders, what matters for us is not ruling or lording over, as the gospel had already put it, but it is service. It is the service that God would like you as a leader, whether you are a minister, whether you are a director, you are the president, you are the vice president. The Lord has called you to walk with integrity and with justice. The letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians remind us all. Remember that we have said all of us are civil servants of this nation. And all of us are the civil servants of the kingdom of God. So the letter of St. Paul explains the understanding of respecting the authority. Because authority comes from God. Therefore, everyone who is in authority has received that authority, that institution from God. And therefore, all of us as subjects to that authority treat that authority with respect and with integrity and love. So St. Paul encourages us to submit to a governing powers. Submit to the governing powers because power has been given them by God. Therefore, as civil servants, we must navigate the delicate balance of obeying the laws while also serving the common good. Your service should be marked by love and commitment to God's commandment, ensuring that you uphold not only the law, but also the dignity and the rights of every individual. My dear brothers and sisters, as you carry out your own duties, ask yourself, each one ask himself, how can I embody God's love and justice in my role? How can I ensure that my actions reflect the compassion that Christ calls us to express? In today's gospel, we see clearly the ambitions of the two sons of Zebedee. This ambition does not end there with the sons of Zebedee. It continues until our time. All of us are ambitious, and that is a good thing to be ambitious. But it is important also to understand that sitting at the right hand of power and the left hand of power demands sacrifice, demands the cross, demands that you must serve. The disciples wanted to be at the left and the right hand of Jesus. All of us would wish to be at the left and the right hand of Jesus. But it is important for each and every one of us to wish to become a great among us. We must be selfless. Because sitting at the left and the right hand of God is important. You have been elevated to the position of power. And that position of power demands that you serve. For this profound truth challenges us always in a very conventional way, but also in understanding of authority. As civil servants, you are not just leaders. You are servants, called to bring hope and healing those in need. As we celebrate your commitment to public service today, let us remember that every act of service, no matter how small it is a reflection of Christ's own sacrifice. Just as he came not to be served, but to serve, so too are you called to embody the Spirit in your daily task. May your actions inspire others to engage in services, fostering a culture of compassion and generosity throughout our nation. South Sudan. My dear brothers and sisters, as we celebrate this day, let us be reminded that God has called us to be all servants to the kingdom of God, servants to the nation that He has called each one of us to be. My dear brothers and sisters, this community we live in, this nation we live in, this nation that we serve, those people that we serve in this nation are representative of God. And serving this nation represents a sacred call to service. And therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, we owe a great opportunity to the kingdom of God. We consider the kingdoms that have survived in the Old Testament. For example, the kingdom of Solomon, who, when given the opportunity to ask God for anything, requested wisdom to govern his people justly. God granted him not only wisdom, but also wealth and honor. Therefore, wealth and honor come from God, but it is for the service of the people of God. This story illustrates that true leadership is rooted in desire to serve others with understanding and discernment, qualities that are essential for a civil servant. For a civil servant, we must serve with understanding and discernment. In our own lives, we see the example of a civil servant who embody these values. They are the ones who work tirelessly, traveling tirelessly, giving service to their brothers and sisters tirelessly. They are the ones who make difficult decisions with integrity and compassion, always striving to uphold the common good. So, how do these things apply to us today, especially as civil servants of this nation, as civil servants of God's kingdom? We need to understand we are requested to do only 4 things in life. Seek wisdom. Like Solomon, we must constantly seek wisdom and understanding in our roles. This means not only acquiring knowledge and skills, but also cultivating a deep sense of moral and ethical responsibility. What is moral and ethical responsibility? We are obliged by being directors, or ministers, or prime ministers, or vice presidents. We are obliged by that office to exercise ethical laws, ethical duties, how we can respect even the gatekeeper who is keeping our gates, how we can respect our farash who is cleaning our offices. This is the most important ethical role of a big man in the office, given by God. Secondly, we must serve with justice. We must serve with justice. Our position